Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, February 7, 2025. As the government seeks to further strengthen its border protection against transnational crime, it has signaled its intent to sign a customs mutual assistance agreement with the United States. This will establish a legal framework for the Jamaica Customs Agency, JCA, and the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency to exchange customs-related information. The agreement will also strengthen both countries' capacity to safeguard their citizens, borders, national security, and vital economic interests. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness made the disclosure while addressing the National Security Council seminar on Thursday.
After negotiations with our U.S. counterparts in October last year, Jamaica is now advancing the proposed agreement to the final stage of our internal approval process, which includes cabinet approval. Intelligence sharing of this sort is no longer optional if we wish to thwart transnational organized crime and secure the region. The evidence is clear. Criminal organizations are outpacing our governments in their ability to share information, adapt to enforcement measures, and exploit gaps in our security frameworks.
Dr. Holness says more also needs to be done to ensure stronger maritime and border security cooperation among Caribbean states. In particular, the sharing of shipping intelligence for commercial freight, which is critical to improving the detection of smuggled firearms.
Within the Caribbean, we must therefore accelerate the implementation of a comprehensive regional intelligence sharing mechanism that enables real-time information exchange on the movement of arms, narcotics, and criminal actors across borders.
According to Dr. Holness, the CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security and the Regional Intelligence Fusion Center provide a strong foundation for such cooperation. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister is calling for a global war on gangs to counter the growing threat of this interconnected crime that is affecting many countries, including Jamaica. The appeal was made yesterday at a seminar hosted by the National Security Council in Kingston. Arguing that gangs in Jamaica and elsewhere do not operate in isolation, Dr. Andrew Holness stresses that they constitute a sector of a regional network of criminal organizations that strengthen each other through cooperation and trading in arms, drugs, and intelligence. Data reveals that there are several armed groups threatening states across Latin, South, and Central America and the Caribbean. The Prime Minister says this syndicate has placed countries at war with each other, and once the threat is accepted as transnational, countries must jointly embrace a greater security cooperation and reciprocity.
In some ways, we need an international cooperation similar to the global war on terrorism. We need a global consensus that will create a global war on gangs, that will treat with them in the same way that international effort was mobilized in creating standardized legislation across jurisdictions, dealing with finances of gangs, but coordinating how exceptional and emergency powers are used to deal with these criminals who hide under the protection of being citizens of a country.
In other news, the new Troy Bridge, which is being constructed on the border of Trelawney and Manchester at a cost of $230 million, is 45% complete. This was disclosed by the Minister with Responsibility for Works, Robert Morgan, during Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing. The new Troy Bridge is being built to replace the previous structure that collapsed in August 2021, resulting in vehicular access being cut off. Minister Morgan says the contractors have embedded and are now capping the piles to put on the upper structure of the bridge.
So while there is not vehicular access to traverse the two parishes, Trelawney and Manchester, foot access is now there, so people can carry their farm produce between.
The new bridge is expected to enhance connectivity, convenience, and safety for the residents of Troy and its environs. The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation is rejecting what it calls false and misleading claims being made online, as it asserts that the houses provided under the new social housing program, NSHP, are fully owned by the beneficiaries, not the government of Jamaica. The ministry released a statement on Thursday responding to the claims made in a video circulating on social media. The statement affirms that all NSHP houses are constructed on land provided by the beneficiaries themselves, which is a core requirement for receiving one of the units. The beneficiaries must prove property rights, which may include land ownership, long-term lease, or granted permission, supported by legitimate claims such as a deed of gift. Addressing future plans to expand the reach of the program's benefits, the ministry says it is looking to partner with individuals willing to donate land for the construction of social houses, which will then be allocated to approved beneficiaries. As of January 31, 2025, the NSHP has completed approximately 300 housing units, benefiting over 968 individuals across Jamaica. A partnership has been forged between the Ministry of Justice and Project Social Transformation and Renewal, STAR, to expand its reach and enable more persons to engage in restorative justice. A Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, was recently signed between the two organizations. This will allow them to work together in select communities to equip citizens with conflict resolution skills. Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck says the partnership will create a bridge between the formal justice system and the people who need it the most.
Jamaica is really at a critical juncture in our development, where we must acknowledge the deep-rooted challenges faced by some of our most vulnerable citizens, those who are often marginalized, at risk, and trapped in cycles of violence. These individuals need more than just the punitive aspects of the justice system. They need avenues that focus on healing, reconciliation, and empowerment.
Project STAR sponsor and co-chair of the Oversight Board, Keith Duncan, outlined several of the activities to be undertaken.
We will also ensure that the communities are engaged, mobilized, provide training venues, scheduled community hub sessions, facilitating access to the MOJ services through referrals and collaboration, right? In terms of what we intend to achieve, with this new partnership, we expect that we will get to about 1,500 residents across our STAR communities.
Communities engaged in the project are Rose Gardens and Parade Gardens in Kingston, Maypen, Clarendon, Salt Spring in St. James, and Savannah Lamar in Westmoreland. And finally, a feedback survey to evaluate follow-up behavior of participants in the Ministry of Health's Know Your Numbers initiative has shown positive results. The feedback survey was conducted with a representative sample of approximately 604 participants. It assessed several key areas, including but not limited to the participants' satisfaction, adherence to recommendations, and suggestions for improving the program. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton gave an update in Parliament recently. He reveals that 99% of respondents were very satisfied with the Know Your Numbers initiative. 81% reported being referred to follow up on their screening results, with 67% confirming that they followed up within a recommended 3-week period.
It is very important that at least having become aware, there is a majority that have gone and taken heed and done follow-up.
And overall, 94% of respondents say that since attending the Know Your Numbers event, they felt more informed on their health status and have made lifestyle changes.
This is really what the program is intended to do. It's intended to create awareness, both of the need to screen, but also what the outcome of screening is for them and what recommendations that are required as part of pursuing a healthier lifestyle.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.